Hi, I'm Emily, and I was a part of the dance program at Edge School for 5 years.
And I'm Hayden, and I was part of the Edge hockey program for 3 years, and we're your co-masters of ceremony for today. We're glad that you were able to take time and watch this video and celebrate the Edge class of 2020. Although I'm sure we all wish we could be celebrating under better circumstances, we still hope to make this year's virtual grad as memorable as possible.
And just think, if you get tired of hearing us talk, you can just fast forward. Anyways, we would like to introduce Luke O'Brien, who will be presenting the invocation to kick off this year's ceremony.
On behalf of our graduating class, we would like to acknowledge our families and Edge staff for all the support that has been provided to us over the years. While this year has been nothing short of a roller coaster, as a group we can still say that we had an amazing year in time together. And we are so grateful for our supporters for helping us achieve our goals. For their efforts this year, all the staff, parents, and extended Edge family deserves a special thank you for keeping our year fun and organized, even during these challenging times we have all faced. A thank you is also extended to all of the students at Edge for making this one of the best schools to attend and allowing for a comfortable and safe place for everyone to attend, as well as keeping the Edge spirit alive at home and throughout the world during their travels. This year, for some, if not most of us, has not been picture perfect by any standards. But in light of the circumstances we have faced, I ask you to remember the amazing memories we have all shared together at Edge, no matter how long you have attended. All the early morning practices, classes spent with your friends, some of which you will have for the rest of your lives, lunches where you talked about life for what seemed like forever, trips around Canada and around the world with your friends and teammates, and more memories outside of school than we can even count. This year, our time at Edge has been so special, and we will never forget the time and energy spent pursuing our love for school and sport. We are truly so lucky to have an amazing student body to spend every school day with, an amazing educational and athletic staff to guide us through some of the most important years of our lives, and a school that allowed us to excel and pursue our dreams that will enrich our lives for years to come. Thank you, Edge, and thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Luke. Now, normally we would ask those in the audience some most likely to questions, and they would vote their answers.
However, under these circumstances, this is not possible. So we took it upon ourselves to ask our fellow class of 2020 graduates to participate in a poll of most likely tos, and we will be sharing the results throughout today's video.
Our first most likely to goes to Kurt Saddleweiser, who was voted most likely to end up being rich.
Pearl Kang was voted most likely to become Prime Minister.
And Zoe Honsinger was voted most likely to marry a celebrity.
Dear parents of the graduating 2020 class, thank you. We think it more than we say it. You have been our rock as we ventured into middle school and high school, our first day at Edge, as we took our driver's tests, went to tryouts, and wrote our diploma exams before COVID. You have been on the sidelines ready to give us celebratory hugs after wins and consoling hugs after losses. Whether it was scorekeeping, sewing and repairing costumes, running out to buy forgotten equipment, cooking meals on the fly, or ensuring that we get a grad, you've always been there making sure we are taken care of. All the road trips to tournaments, competitions, and races, all the time and energy that went into fundraising, and all the sacrifices made for sport, it all got us to where we are now. You've given us support and guidance that we continue to rely on as we pursue our next levels of schooling, sport, and career. As student athletes, we push ourselves every day to be better, to work harder, to get fitter and stronger. Every day we work at becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be because of you. You demonstrate the kind of people we want to become, and you invest your time and resources to make it possible for us to reach our goals and then set new ones. You've loved us even at our worst. Don't think it goes unnoticed that your actions convey the unconditional love you have for us. German philosopher and writer Johann von Goethe said there are only two lasting bequests we can hope to give our children. One of these is roots, the other wings. You are our role models, our homes, our values. You have given us the freedom to blossom into ourselves, to strive for our goals, and to discover who we are. You make it possible for us to become great students, great athletes, and above all, great people. From the graduating class of 2020, thank you. I'm gonna cry.
Dear Edge class of 2020, You're totally welcome. If the rest of the parents feel like us, then your words are comforting validation. Because truth be told, we didn't always know exactly what we were doing. In fact, when you were little, I used to say that parenting was my daily dose of humility. But we tried. With all our hearts, we tried. To keep you safe and healthy, to help you learn and grow, to guide you on the path to your best self, your full potential. And wow, just look at you now. Splendid, every one of you, and teeming with promise. But for all the focus on becoming, I want to hit pause and remind all of you of what you have always been and will always be. You are our miracles, our bundles of joy, our sunshine. You are our gift to the world, our happiest, funniest, and proudest moments. You are what is worth fighting for, worth believing in, and every one of you is completely worthy and deserving of love, as you shall always be, completely. In your best moments and your worst, your strongest and your weakest, your happiest and your saddest, loved, wholly and completely. My greatest hope for you is that you will get to love as we have. As you spread your mighty wings to pursue your many hopes and dreams, please take with you the words of Robert Louis Stevenson. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. That person is a success who has lived well, laughed often, and loved much. To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive. To the class of 2020, please raise your glasses.
Thank you, Maren and Dr. Brown, for the toast in response to parents. Now we will continue our most likely to questions. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these.
Our next most likely to goes to Jess Matson, who was voted most likely to win a Nobel Prize.
And Olivia Sutton, who will fall for an online scam.
And lastly, Langley Krugel, who was voted most likely to spend his money on something useless.
Moving on, we would like to introduce Bree Kennedy, Carla MacLeod, and Mr. Banker, who will be giving their school's response.
Hey guys! I'm sitting here feeling as though I've just been awarded an Oscar or Grammy, and am now tasked with sharing my thanks and appreciation for all of the Edge School faculty members on behalf of the graduating class of 2020. The problem is, I am at a loss for words on how to effectively thank all the faculty members in the time allotted for getting the grad class of 2020 to actually graduate. Here's my attempt, however. Regardless of whether you are a new member or four-year member of the 2020 grad class like myself, I think it's important to acknowledge the environment we've been immersed in. Just as it's hard to describe the high that an adrenaline junkie feels, it's hard to explain to those outside of Edge just how unique and special our Edge family truly is. At Edge, we are embraced by people who genuinely care for us and put forth an incredible amount of time and effort into building strong and meaningful relationships. In doing so, they help us acquire the necessary tools to be successful in life. I think we can all agree that this is not the norm at every high school. In fact, I challenge you to find another high school where the school staff know you on a personal level to the same extent they do at Edge. At Edge, we really are a family. Within our Edge family are a whole host of faculty members. We are fortunate to have members who comprise the athletic, health, leadership, support, and teaching faculties. These members work collaboratively and tirelessly to facilitate our growth and success as athletes, students, and people through the unique and powerful environment they create for us. Each member contributes in various ways, but ultimately, together they cultivate a culture where academics, athletics, and character thrive. As a grad class, we can all agree with that. Every staff member at the Edge contributes to the supply of tools in our individual kits. These tools are important in that they support us as we navigate through life. The manner in which they greet us as we walk through the halls helps us see the importance of having tools to build relationships with people in our toolkits. Not only do they smile and wave, but they will address us by our nicknames. These small but meaningful gestures help us to create a positive school culture where many valuable skills and traits are learned. The Edge staff are deep listeners too, and in doing that, they add the tool of affirmation to our kids. Take Mr. LeBlanc, for example. Last year, I shared a shocking and unfortunate story with him about one of my childhood cats. Mr. LeBlanc clearly remembers the story, for he has since made reference to my cat on several of his physics exams. The first time I saw a problem associated with my cat on one of his tests, it made me realize that Mr. LeBlanc, like all other staff members, listens carefully to what we say and finds meaning in it. Thanks to Mr. LeBlanc for not only affirming that there was physics associated with my mishap between me and my cat, but adding this necessary tool to my kit. The Edge staff do not use the term, "my door is always open" loosely either. When they say that, they mean it. There are many different things that their doors are open to as well, including extensions, check-ins, and even shoulders to lean on. Having a wide array of staff members to lean on for various reasons is an important feature of the Edge School. The staff at Edge, with their doors wide open, have definitely helped us add the tool understanding to our toolkits. While the Edge staff have proven to be very supportive, they do so while holding us to high standards. This has a lot to do with the character pillar that makes up the unique Edge sphere. As part of the character pillar, they encourage us to take part in initiatives that support others, such as the Heroes Hockey Group that provides underprivileged children with the opportunity to hit the ice, and Brown Begging for Calgary Kids that works hard to ensure that children do not go hungry. By exposing us to initiatives such as these and ensuring that we play an active role, we are no doubt leaving the Edge with some important citizenship tools. As I mentioned from the get-go, I'm at a loss for words on just how to effectively thank the Edge staff. There is so much more to say about how great the Edge staff members really are. While just getting the grad class of 2020 to actually graduate is a feat in itself, sending us out of the school doors with this toolkit full of tools that will serve us as we venture off on our own is pretty impressive too. So, on behalf of all the graduates, thank you for all that you've done to help us develop into the fine young ladies and gentlemen that we are today. In addition, thank you for embracing our quirky, outgoing, loud, and slightly obnoxious moments. We know that you will all miss us just as much as we will miss you. After all, once a mountaineer, always a mountaineer.
Good evening, Mountaineers. It's Carla MacLeod here. Thrilled to once again be in front of a camera. I didn't bring my medals. Shocking.
Okay, Carla. We're here for the kids. I'm Tyson Baker, the co-anchor, and we're happily here to be congratulating on another fantastic school year.
Thanks, obviously, to Bree to start here on the nice, kind words she said to all the staff at Edge School, and I think, capturing the essence of who we are, enlightening sort of where the passion is from the student side is obviously shared by the coaches and teachers and amongst all the staff at Edge School. So thanks, Bree, for the kind words, and this gives us an opportunity to look back on the year and celebrate it with you guys.
And mentioning your fellow Killy comrades, we really appreciate that as well.
She forgot that.
That's correct.
She forgot that.
Yes. Fact check. All right. The year 2020 at Edge brought us a lot of new challenges, new experiences, and fun times, to be honest. We have a new girls basketball program that came to the school. It was a great addition to the culture and what we do here at Edge.
We kept momentum going again with our mountain teams. Go Killy, 2-time champs. It was fun.
We had a girls prep championship for the first time.
First time. We won other stuff too, but it doesn't matter. And obviously this year, though, a lot of energy, a lot of time we spent throughout the last 3 months with COVID hitting and not getting the complete sort of school year in and experience in. But with that, we hope, throughout all of it, you felt connected and still learning and still doing your sport and still being a part of Edge School. So COVID wasn't ideal.
It wasn't, but at the end of the day, it brought us together. It brought us a new challenge to face, and it's something we will never forget as a class. And I think that is something that we can definitely hang our hat on in terms of being proud of what we've done, and 2020 will always have a mark in history and for us.
It's the first time ever I've worn shorts and a t-shirt to grad, so it's not all bad.
Very comfortable, yes.
You mentioned at the top though, Banker. Today, it's about you guys, 2020 Edge School graduates. And we'll take the next little bit here to really highlight your impact on all of us.
Impacts indeed, Carla. A couple of things that we'd like to just highlight in terms of personal experience, our time with you in the classroom, our time with you on the ice, and we thought they just needed to be noted in terms of the importance of what you are to us on a daily basis. Things like those of you who have an agreement with Mr. LeBlanc that you may call him Jason after you graduate, you can't do it yet. After this video, yes. However, that same agreement, I'm revoking, you may not call me Tyson.
And you should bow if you see me. Hello, Carla.
Okay, then just go like to the next one.
I think so, because we're on fire right now.
Yeah. We also like to thank Brett Duthie's commitment to eating at the airport for lunch on a daily basis. That's healthy food, and I really appreciate your dedication.
It's a heck of a grilled cheese, hey buddy? It's a good one.
We've also gotten word from Sarge, who we know is very punctual, that this class, just in general, we're not going to say any names, that is typically late to everything. The Brits, the Bretts, we know. And then also, I can even say from period 3 that Hunter and Abby had a couple too many Starbucks runs. But, I mean...
I'm sure they brought you one, no?
That is a definite no.
Ladies, let me help you there. Bring one. It's all good then.
Then you won't get mentioned. As I said, you would be nameless.
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is going to be a fan favorite in terms of something that I'll remember, and it is the quote, Lola, no, the textbook's not wrong.
Lola, the textbook in Social 20 is absolutely right. I know it because I'm in it.
I would also like to thank Bree and Naomi for making me feel uncomfortable with every math question they asked. Do you know why I was uncomfortable?
I don't know why.
Well, every time they came to my desk to ask a math question, it started with sorry. So I felt like I did something.
You weren't.
Was I mean?
Were you wrong?
Am I too harsh?
I don't know.
Is math just angry?
I'm not sure. Bree could have followed the stories up for all the time she was late to my practice because of your math test.
Yeah, the math tests that's, never mind.
That's
okay.
the right story there.
I'd also like to apologize to Aaliyah, as that is the first time I've said her first name right. I am not sure why, but I want to thank her for allowing me to call her Joma and be correct all this time.
Joma? It's Joe Mama!
Also, that's come of our math class, a lot of learning takes place, is the interesting fact from Maren Brown that 2/3, and this is not an exaggeration, 2/3 of her soccer coaches are bald, and that is baffling.
Oh, and Chance, does your dad coach soccer too?
That's good. Also for COVID, I want to give a proper acknowledgement to the COVID hair king, who I thought was myself, but was constantly challenged by Langley on a daily basis for our math videos.
What did it look like?
It's hard to describe, to be honest.
It's a little bit out here.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Well done, Langley, well done.
Always a smile on his face, and that was the best part. Lastly, I did want to just give acknowledgement to the willpower of the student. I've been asked for every year that I've taught the diploma exam, what would it take to get canceled? And they found it. They have found it. The diplomas were canceled this year, and I'm speechless.
Global pandemic, that's the answer to that. And good on you guys. Hold on to those dreams. Evidently, they do come true.
Speaking of dreams, we've had our fun. In all seriousness, we really appreciated Bree's message. It really hits it home for us because Carla and I both feel the same way, and all of staff feel the same, that you guys are the driving force of why we do what we do. We really appreciate the day-to-day interactions. We appreciate your work ethic. We appreciate you as people. And I think the value that Edge has is we get to do that in a closer family-type atmosphere than most schools.
And never forget, once a Mountaineer, always a Mountaineer. We hope for you all that Edge School will always be your home. Come back and visit, let us know how you're doing, and be proud to be a Mountaineer, because we're certainly excited and proud to call you one. All the best.
And to that, we'd like to toast the students for everything you've given to us. Thank you.
Cheers.
That was a great toast, Bree, Carla, and Mr. Banker. Thank you. Now we'll be enjoying a very entertaining video clip from our class historians, Pearl, Kang, Britt, and Brett.
This video will share stories of our fellow classmates over the years as we were together at Edge School.
Hi, it's Pearl.
Britt and Brett.
We'd like to congratulate the graduating class of 2020 and share the memories we have made during our time together.
Grab a drink, sit back, and relax as we take you through the past 6 years. Grade 6 is where our journey begins, with Jade, Duffy, Freezer, Liv, Parky, Justin, Gurman, and your boy, Robbie. One of the most memorable memories is when our former classmate, Tor, got a chair thrown at him by Miss O'Hara.
Our little family got extended in grade 7 when Zoe, Jess, and I arrived. We were introduced to what in the world, learned about Aztecs, and thanks to Miss McNeil, the girls learned how to reject a boy. Miss McNeil also taught us a clever way to remember the word assume. We sat in class watching Brett Duffy do push-ups, and grade 7 was the only year we got to do Tusk, where Taylor informed all the boys that they had to start showering after practice. We argued about the way to pronounce Nutella, and the girls always prank called the boys whenever we had sleepovers.
In grade 8, we welcomed Tori, Luke O'Brien, Parker, and Emily. We had accomplished the biggest achievement, which was being able to sit on the stairs during lunch. Mr. P got us going with Web Wednesdays, and we thought we were going to be famous when we made the Edge.8 Instagram account. Mr. Henderson assigned us a lab where Jess was the only person who passed. We got to go on our first overnight field trip, where we were forced to wake up at 6 a.m. to go on a sprint. And all of the boys were knee-deep in water that was infested with leeches. We played the animal game and Wilson ball without having a worry in the world. Except for Sarge's health class, which was very interesting to say the least. Let's just say that we learned a lot about our bodies and a lot about bananas.
Abby, Bree, Lucas, Lola, Owen, Kale, and Nolan joined us in grade 9. Grade 9 was a year of many laughs, such as the Spring Fling, World Series, Lloyd's, and a Christmas movie day. But we also got to go to Boston, in which these two dated.
But then I broke up with him.
In Boston, we created a sense of friendship that would always be held together through the memories we made, such as when we ran through the fountains at Harvard right before eating at a fancy restaurant. Let's just say Mr. Ullman was not happy. It's embarrassing to say this now, but in science class, I asked Bree if she got her shoes from the Hot Girls store. I also gave Tori a note where I drew stars covered the entire piece of paper. In the middle of the note, I wrote, "You are my star."
Grade 10 is when Aaron, Gabby, Jared, Natalie, Tyler, Hunter, Sam, Isla, Kurt, and Hayden joined us. We were finally in high school, walking through the same halls we did the previous year, but now we were at the bottom of the food chain again. We were finally able to drive, which meant going to Tim's during lunch and spare. Kahoot and Miss Ortiz's class brought out everyone's competitive side, as well as belly baseball with Sarge. The first and only grade 12 Edge couple emerged with Natalie and Parker. That's pretty much the only interesting thing that happened in grade 10. And we had that basketball team that pretty much no one knew about.
In grade 11, we met Grace, Maren, Luke, Riley, Sophia, and Langley. We also saw the introduction of the basketball program. This was a year the glorious structure of 9 Square was built. We'd beg our teachers just to spend the last 20 minutes of class to play. I learned through Hunter that Mr. Banker does not accept the use of pink highlighters on tests, and that Kurt got 100% on his Physics 20 midterm. Some of us learned about friendship trees and how the irrelevant were the bushes. We acted out Macbeth, and Kale was extremely good at the voices. We learned how to do photo essays, which was the best time of our lives, and had our souls almost leave our bodies when Mr. Henderson demolished a huge chunk of ice. We only had one more year to go, but graduation still felt like a lifetime away.
In grade 12, Mallory, Nicole, Naomi, KJ, Tho, Yvonne, Olivia, Natalie, Ryan, Jessica, Rohan, and Joma completed our grade 12 family. We were also lucky enough to welcome the girls basketball team, which added so much laughter to our classes. We started off the year with the rafting trip, and we played an impossible team building exercise involving 2 circles and an egg. We also got to witness the girls prep team win huge. I was so proud of the girls prep team. Miss Finlayson's class consists of talking about farm gates and the finger roll. Mr. LeBlanc let us know of an Instagram account made by his cousin. We wish we could have many more memories, but unfortunately our year got cut short.
My favorite Edge memory was going to Boston with our grade 9 class and just having a great time.
My favorite memory was Mr. Banker's Math 30 class, where Hunter, Abby, Jess, Emily, and I would interrupt Mr. Banker's class every day in hopes of playing 9 Square, or when we'd ask him about his friendship tree. However, I will not miss running the beep test.
My favorite memory was in Miss Ortiz's class, when we always asked to go to the hockey game, but she made me do my work because I never did it.
We hope that everyone remembers our years together.
We'll miss everyone so much.
We know that everyone has amazing adventures to come and even more amazing memories to make.
Natalie Dixon was voted the first person to get married, and Yvonne was voted the person most likely to set a world record.
And Abby Jans was voted to end up with 15 cats.
Now we would like to share a special acknowledgement to the class of 2020.
Hello, this is Mayor Hayden and she with a special message to the graduating class of the Edge School. Oh boy, this is not what any of us were expecting. This is certainly not your dream graduation. I know this has been incredibly hard on students and on teachers as we've gone through this pandemic that everyone in the world is facing and none of us have ever experienced before. And I know it's particularly hard on competitive athletes. It's hard to train, your teams may have stopped, your seasons may have been shortened, and the future is uncertain. And I know this isn't what any of us wanted. But ultimately, there's a big learning here, and that learning is about resilience. The fact that your school was able to turn on a dime and can help you continue your education online. The fact that every one of you were able to figure out how to make it work in a whole new environment while looking after yourselves, your families, and the health of the entire community. These are memories that none of us would have had before because no one has experienced this before. But I think that it has, in fact, taught us a lot. And isn't that the purpose of an education? Congratulations on finishing this step of your journey. I know every one of you are going to do extraordinary things, and I cannot wait to see what comes next.
Next, we have the Edge Class of 2020 grad video created by Landon.
I'm 15 for a moment, caught in between 10 and 20, and I'm just dreaming, counting the ways to where you are. I'm 22 for a moment, and she feels better than ever, and we're on fire, making our way back from Mars. 15, there's still time for you, time to buy and time to lose. 15, there's never a wish better than this, when you only got 100 years to live. Family on my mind. I'm 45 for a moment. The sea is high and I'm heading to war crosses, chasing the years of my life. 15, there's still time for you, time to buy and time to lose yourself within a morning star. 15, I'm alright with you. 15, there's never a wish better than this, when you only got 100 years to live. Half time goes by, suddenly you're wise, another blink of an eye. 67 is gone, the sun is getting high, we're moving on. I'm 99 for a moment, I'm dying for just another moment, and I'm just dreaming, counting the ways to where you are. 15, there's still time for you, 20 100 years to live. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Thank you for the video, Landon. Once again, we would like to thank you all for watching this video. It was great seeing all your smiling faces today. We hope you all stay safe and healthy during this time, and we are looking forward to celebrating with you once all this is over.
Lastly, we just want to take a second to thank our parents, teachers, and coaches for being there to support us along this journey. We want to thank our fellow classmates for all the amazing memories spent together over the years, and of course the Grad Committee for their efforts to create a memorable graduation through these hard circumstances.
And lastly, I want to apologize to everyone for my corny jokes.
No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.